was just a little girl, there was one thing that stood out to me. Right before the game, the entire stadium of 30,000 people collectively silenced itself. And to a second grader who observed her teacher struggle every day to get her 30 students to quiet down, this was fascinating to me. What could compel thousands of people so strongly to put aside their excitement for the biggest sports event of the year, to remove their hats and close their eyes and be seemingly taken away to a place of remembrance and gratitude for 1 minute and 35 seconds? It all felt like a movie. I asked my father how this was possible, and he answered me with the question, what is the one thing that all Americans have in common? I looked up at the television. Football, I guess? No, he said. It is their love for their country, but especially for their veterans. In my heart, I asked, what's a veteran? To finish off the ceremony, an announcer in a voice deep and clear as a brass bell asked all the veterans in the stadium to rise, and he said, "We thank you for your service." And in my heart, I asked another question. What did they do? As I grew up in the safety of my suburban neighborhood, going to school and birthday parties, playing tag with my friends, and taking piano lessons every Saturday, I began to realize just how much I had been given, and just how fortunate I was to live in such a country of endless peace and possibility. And at that moment, I finally realized that the song at the beginning of the Super Bowl was never about the spectacle or the performance. It was an homage to the people that allowed those fans to be in that stadium that night. The people who ensure we can go to bed in tranquility and obliviousness every night. The people who work and have worked behind the scenes every day to keep our country safe and prosperous. So when we go about our daily lives, when we go to school every day, we must remember that veterans are the reason we have a school to learn in. When we go to buy groceries, they are the reason we have a store to go to and food to buy. When we spend time with our loved ones, we must remember those who cannot, because they are out on duty, ensuring that war and chaos never touch our brothers and sisters, our mothers and fathers, and our children and friends. Our soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, and Coast Guardsmen are the reason for everything we touch and see in this great country. And they have given us the most priceless gift, our life, liberty, and ability to pursue happiness. But of course, every gift comes at a cost. These men and women have made the ultimate sacrifice not only once, but twice. Because the day they enlisted, they gave up the life they had and the life they could have had. All for their country, their family, their friends, their neighbors, and people they had never even met. And I think that is the ultimate form of heroism. These men and women are real-life heroes that don't get put in movies, but in my heart, they are the most deserving. And although they are often out of sight, they will never be out of our minds. So if I could speak to my 7-year-old self again today, this is how I would answer her question. I would tell her, veterans are the peace of mind that we cherish each day. They are the reason we have a history to learn in school. Their bravery and selflessness are what we honor when we say the Pledge of Allegiance and what fills the gaps between each note of our national anthem. They are God's blessing on America, and they are the reason that this nation in which we stand is the land of the free and the home of the brave.